How about you take off the hat and then be a bald guy and pretend like you're Chad Austin and say welcome to the worst of Chad Austin. uh, bring your arm down, player.
Okay. I look like Nosferatu.
All right. Are we good? Go.
What's the intro again?
Oh, fuck it. Welcome to the worst of Chad Austin, and we can leave all that in. I am your host, Chad Austin, and with me I have a third time reoccurring guest. Third time. Fuck, man. It just shows you that I have no friends.
I have nothing better to do.
This asshole recently moved. Well, not recently, but like a year ago now, right?
Almost a year, yeah.
Yeah. Moved to Ohio, or is it Idaho? It's Ohio, right?
Oh,
yeah. I don't know. I forget.
Yeah.
Same shit, really. And he's back for a visit and had nothing better to do with his time than to jump back in on this show. So welcome back, Regan.
Appreciate you having me.
How you doing, bud?
I'm fucking sweating. I got the meat sweats.
You got the meat sweats? What'd you eat this morning?
Dude, I went to, what's it, that place next to Las Perlas?
I don't know.
It's like some burrito place, but like it's 94 degrees. I've eaten and drank enough coffee, dude. Like meat sweats, ball sweat,
dude.
Sweat.
I have yet to eat today. I'm on 8 shots of espresso at the moment. Cheers.
Fairly healthy.
Fairly
healthy lifestyle.
It's well, so here's the thing. Like, I have actually started in the past month living a healthier lifestyle. And there are certain mornings when I wake up without the will to live. And I just can't gather the energy to cook myself breakfast. So I just sit there. And because like I don't do fast food or anything like that anymore, and I eat healthy. Lost 12 pounds. What's up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like it's just like I don't have the energy at the moment to go cook egg whites and turkey bacon and spinach. So I'm just gonna sit here.
So you continue with 88 degrees and sweatshirt and pants. Just gonna continue sweating this out.
This is a lifestyle for me. I'm really upset that LA is in the 90s right now because I don't like to wear anything but sweatshirts.
That's all you got.
It's like
that's your thing. My joggers.
Right? My whole closet. My whole closet is black sweatshirts and a few flannels, and then about 40 plain black t-shirts.
You should go back to the cut-off jean jacket and tiki shirt days.
Yeah.
You should just relive those days.
Yeah, so
go back to it.
Actually, that's funny that you mentioned that because I don't know if it popped up as a memory for you or not, but something popped. I wish I would have saved it so I could added it as a clip. But a memory of something that we did like 4 years ago popped up when you helped me film that iron tiki tender video.
Oh, fucking and dying.
Fucking and dying, dude. And that was my wardrobe. I had hair then. I had hair, and it was starting to thin, but at the time it was still a pretty decent head of hair. And I was entering a bartending competition called the Iron Tiki Tender, and we had to submit a video of why we deserved to win. And mine kind of read like one of those like Terry Crews Old Spice commercials where I just talk really fast and I had him and very nonsensical. And I had him in the back just being my hype man. So when I would finish a sentence, he would just throw in words that he thought fit. And he became the star of that video because there's one line where I say something like, "Welcome to sunny Palm Springs." And I say something like where the heat in the streets makes you less arthritic in the sheets. And then Reagan just goes, "Fucking and dying." And every single comment on that video was just "fucking and dying" is the best thing I've ever heard. Because that's all. I mean, that was Palm Springs, though.
It's human existence, right?
Yeah, like that's all. That's all. I mean, I guess that's if we want to get existential with it, it's all what life is really. It's just fucking and dying.
Dude, I mean, being back here, I'm used to 65 degrees and raining. And you're talking about depression, and then coming here and it's 88 degrees. This is climate change. We need to do less fucking and more dying.
Less fucking, more dying,
dude.
We need to bring the amount of people down in this world.
Yeah. Slowly cut it down.
So Regan is basically suggesting genocide at this moment. Who are we killing?
Jews.
Wow. Okay. You said juice. It was juice. We're murdering oranges.
Yeah. I mean,
and
just keep on doing
oranges
it,
is
dude.
not code or slur for anybody. It's we're making delicious. We're making delicious juice.
Maybe Harry Potter fans.
Harry Potter
fans. I've had enough of them, dude.
Okay. I'm a Harry Potter fan. He's like, yeah, I know. Yep. I got enough of you. Okay, but here's the thing: it's like I would agree with this, where I think I've had enough of Harry Potter fans too, for like the most part. Like I don't need more fan fiction like 10 years after the series has ended.
Right.
And I also don't give a flying fuck that the writer of the books is a trans denier.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, let her do her own thing.
Yeah.
You know, she goes on Twitter and she rants and raves about, you know, only women are women. And that's all it is. She's not hurting people like cattle and slaughtering them like Reagan's suggesting. She is just ranting on Twitter because those are her beliefs. And I believe that everyone's allowed to have their own belief system, right? Like you don't have to be a part of the herd.
Yeah, I mean, why are we taking someone's opinion seriously when they wrote 7 books of imaginary bullshit?
Right?
Right. That they've made their wealth off of literally creating a world in their own head. Right?
Yeah, and
so like, if you want to comment on reality, it's like, well, that's not your role. Like, you stay in your lane. You stay in fantasy land.
It's kind of funny that she's so upset with it, though, because now America is kind of making up their world and our world in their own head. Like, you know, like I don't know if you follow it, but there's a Instagram account called Liberals of TikTok. Bro. There are some gems on there where it's just like these people have serious mental problems.
These are the green hair people.
Yeah,
like green hair.
Green hair and septum piercings.
All sex is rape.
And half shaved heads and all sex is rape. And it like there's one lady where she looks. Do you remember the old Six Flags commercial with the guy in like the old man suit? And it's like
look like me, but 40 years older.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like a 40-year-older version of you without a beard, and she looks like him, and she's probably in her 20s. And she is like, I am so happy to announce that these are going to be my pronouns now, and I'm fish and fishes, and it's like,
go live with them.
Why? Like. Sleep with them. Sleep with the fishes. See?
Yeah. Fish wear concrete shoes.
Yeah. But I don't get like how did we get to? I was totally fine with you're a dude that wants to be a girl because that's how you've really felt, and you're a girl that wants to be a guy because that's how you really felt, and then go kick ass in a swim meet and beat all the other bitches and whatever. That's fine. Cool, man. It has nothing to do with me. I don't care. I guess people wanting to be known as fishes, clowns, and aliens has nothing to do with me either, but it's also, I feel like it's polluting the mind of my child. Like,
yeah.
My kid's 12 and she's at it's a very strange age where like she really has, you know, she's trying to find her own identity,
right?
But she's also trying to fit in with like the norm, so she's cool, you know?
Yeah, and then the norm is so skewed now and ambiguous to what is actually cool anymore. So I think people nowadays they're just bored. You're stuck in a video camera on a phone. It gets kind of boring after a while, so you start making up like your own fucking lane, which it doesn't have to be sensical anymore. I mean,
no.
It's with the fishes thing. It's something that like you said, it doesn't bother me because like the battle that you're fighting in your own head, like I don't really care about until you start like shooting up schools like Columbine.
Yeah.
But like you know, it's the fact that people care about the opinions of a writer, a fiction writer that doesn't even live in this country, that mostly created worlds that people write or tried to live their own fantasies in. You know what I mean? Like,
no, yeah,
like
yeah.
everybody, like I just went to Nimbus Coffee downtown, and it's literally a Harry Potter fucking coffee shop.
Oh, so that's why it's fresh in your head. You're just like, you're
I'm just
you
done with this. I don't want a
motherfuckers.
magic dust. Just give me a drip coffee and fuck off, bro. like don't make me call it fairy dust juice and stuff. Like,
Yeah, it's like,
but
this is the hobgoblin of narwarts, and you're like, that looks like a latte to me, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
these are conspicuously latte. This is just a latte.
Yeah.
Just call it what it is.
It's like back in like the early days of Starbucks, where you would go in and ask for a large, and they'd get really upset and be like, "It's called a venti.
It's called
It's called a venti."
yeah, and then
Yeah,
grande
yeah.
is the actual word for
Yeah, and you're like, okay, all right, chill out.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like, I'll go to Starbucks and I'm like, yeah, let me get a large, espresso with oat milk, and they'll just be like, yeah, cool. Like I don't
care.
fucking care, man.
Yeah.
Just give him the large
This is the
coffee and get him
depression.
out of here. Like,
This is the gray skies. This is the end times.
is it the end times?
I mean, it feels like it outside.
I mean, yeah, it's getting hotter. You know what the crazy thing is too, though, like the desert, because I yesterday it was 95 in LA, and I was like, I wonder what the desert's like. It was only 95 in the desert, which shocked me. I was just like, I was expecting like 115 and skin melting off already, but you know, it's been a while since I've been home.
Dude, those bootlegger days, 115 outside with a swamp cooler.
Oh
That's
my
it.
God. We worked in the tiniest little bar that only had a swamp cooler for AC. And it would be like 120 in August.
I think that's where we developed our drinking habits.
Yeah.
Because you could only do that drunk.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, you just forget about the fact that it's 97 degrees out, and I'm walking ice up 3 flights of stairs and around a corner.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
and it's just because you're gonna sweat regardless. So if you'd rather have liquor sweats, you know, where it's just like, I took that shot of bourbon, now I feel even warmer, and I'm just standing here talking to somebody pouring sweat.
Right.
You're just like, fuck it, everybody is.
This the same attitude feels like that's kind of what Joe Biden's doing right now. Just showing up places drunk at like 80 years old.
Yeah, it's like his sweats are more like anxiety induced because he doesn't know where he is. He's
Yeah,
like, oh,
because they're
where am
pumping
I?
him full of steroids to stay alive.
It's like every morning he doesn't wake up naturally. It's actually a B12 injection straight into his veins. He's like, I'm up.
Dude, his thoughts are much like a thrift store rack. You know what I mean? Where you'll find like an old beat up pair of jeans next to like a Shania Twain shirt, next to like a long sleeves like an Eastlake High 2022s. Like none of these should be touching each other.
Yeah, and
there's no organization there.
So like that's Joe Biden's speech. All my fellow Americans. We have flannel, and a signed Shania Twain CD, and stuffed animals. Stuffed animals. I love teacups. And
Original Sim City game.
you remember Sims? I used to like playing the roller coaster builder.
Yeah, this is not linear thought. None of these things should be coordinated together.
He speaks how you would expect his son to speak, being so cracked out of his mind.
Oh yeah,
Like when he's like snorting lines off of Russian hooker's ass and then hitting crack pipes, you would expect him to be like, I got this idea. Roller coasters, barbarians, midgets, and hookers. What's up? But that's how Joe speaks, and it's wild, man.
yeah. I mean,
That's our
it's
president.
Very Rick and Morty.
I know. I've never watched that show. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
People tell me all the time I should, but I don't know. It just never seemed good to me.
The fans ruin it just like Harry Potter.
Yeah, see, that's one of okay, so that was another thing too, is like the fans do ruin shit.
All the time.
Because Rick and Morty fans make me not want to watch Rick and Morty, just like The Office fans made me not want to watch The Office.
Yeah.
And then finally, over quarantine, I watched The Office, and it's a delightful show. It's fine.
Yeah.
And like
It is what it is.
It is what exactly
Yeah.
like for like an NBC show. Like whatever, it's a like a network cable television show. It's fine.
It's fine, but it also spawned off like one of the worst taglines or like punchlines ever, where they would say something wacky and then look right at the camera like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that happened."
Yeah,
like that in Parks and Rec. It was the worst punchline of all time.
I still haven't watched Parks and Rec, but yeah, because I was like one of those types of shit. Because I knew Parks and Rec was going to be like the same type of shit.
It is, yeah. With Amy Poehler.
Yeah, with just a different cast.
Yeah.
Or I think some of the same cast, but I was like, I don't need two of those in my life.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want to see fat Chris Pratt. I like him all like ripped, like Star-Lord shit.
Yeah, dude, you need to be. You get a jetpack on and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, dude, like
save the universe.
Like, be witty with a raccoon. I don't need to see you working in an office trying to build a slide in the community. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I that makes no sense to me. In my brain, I just don't like to see Chris Pratt pudgy. And then I don't like to think of him outside of the Marvel movies, because I understand him to be a very, very, very Christian man. Like,
I think he's Midwestern.
Yeah, he is. He's a Midwest boy.
That's what's
You're not.
up,
Are
dude.
you technically a Midwesterner? Is that where you're from?
So I grew up in San Diego, but I've lived
okay,
10
so
years.
Fuck off. You're not a Midwesterner.
Hey,
like I can't.
Let me have something. Let me have something. I have much going for me right now.
I've lived in LA, and I don't think I'm an Angelino. I wasn't fucking born here.
I don't think you'd want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like I could do with and I could do without. I'll take the street cred of being an Angelino, but at the same time, it's just like,
yeah, but Angelino.
Yeah, it sounds gay, doesn't it?
It sounds like you should always have a piece of pizza in your hand.
Welcome to Angelinos.
Yeah. It's like the shitty ragu pasta.
Okay, so there is one or two things that I want to get into. One of them being, the Oscars happened, and everyone talks about the Will Smith smack, and I covered that last week on my own. But I also want to talk about how fucking shitty Amy Schumer is.
We're still on this.
I am.
I feel like the general public has had this.
I am. Okay, so no, okay, because she's recently said more things that have just made me even more upset with her than I already was.
Okay.
And the level of upset with her I used to be was, she's not a good comic. She, according to many comics, steals jokes, and now she's like this woke warrior, right? Which already just
female Carlos Mencia.
Yeah, she's a Mencia. Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, Carlos Mencia used to just steal everybody's jokes because he was not a real comic.
And much like she's not woke, he's not Mexican.
Yeah, that too. And his name was never Carlos Mencia. It's like fucking Dwayne Hubert or some shit like that. So Amy Schumer comes out after the Oscars and says that there was a joke that she wrote that she was never allowed to say. Like the Oscars, like put the kibosh on it, and
because she's a woman.
So basically, it was a joke about Alec Baldwin. Now, in my head, I've thought of many jokes about the Alec Baldwin killing somebody situation, and they all go over pretty well in my head. Like it can work. However, Amy Schumer's joke, which I give her full credit for writing because it's not a very good joke, was, this is the joke. She says, one of the movies up for Best Picture of the Year is called Don't Look Up. And then she pauses, and then she goes, more like Don't Look Down the Barrel of Alec Baldwin's Shotgun. Now, see, that was just like the biggest fucking stretch from here to there, and...
Yeah.
And also the man didn't use a shotgun. He's a cold-blooded killer with a fucking pistol, man. Like he had a 6-shooter and he took out one person and injured another one. Like the shotgun spread would have made it not as important.
Yeah, it would have been a lot more like Dick Cheney.
Yeah, like I tagged a few people with a couple pellets.
I shot you in the face, but it just kind of burns.
Yeah, it stings, and we're gonna pull these little balls out, and you'll be fine after we get some peroxide on your face. And but no, yeah. So just like let's give the man due credit. Like he put one bullet through 2 people.
Dog.
Like don't diminish don't diminish our king.
Yeah.
Like and speaking of, okay,
It's like
I'm gonna get
like
off
the
track.
real life Peacemaker.
I'm gonna get right. I'm gonna get off, dude. That show ruled. I'm gonna get off track for a second. The other day, I was bartending, and it was really busy on the floor, so I was helping out and serving a table, and it was 4 people, and anytime I walked up to the table, they said, "Hey, King, can I get this?" And do you know how great I felt all day?
It is. It's very empowering.
Hey, King, I just need a side of ranch real quick if you don't mind. And I'm just like, you got it, man.
Yeah.
I was like, do you want me to jerk you off? Because
run through a brick wall and suck your dick at the same time.
I will burst through that wall like the Kool-Aid man and rub and tug till completion, sir. I keep calling me King, and I'll do whatever the fuck you want.
Oh yeah.
It was great. And that same day, though, it was followed up by, I kid you not, and this is how the service industry works, folks. Being called King for 45 minutes at a table was followed up by getting yelled at for 10 minutes because we ran out of ribs by a lady that was wearing a shirt that this big on her shirt said, "Be kind." It said, "Be kind." And she yelled at me for something that I cannot control for 10 minutes.
Right.
And that's what it's like to work in a restaurant if you've never done it. You fucking assholes.
That's why everyone took the chance with COVID to get a better job.
Yeah. It's like, oh, people are super upset that there's no one to work in a restaurant. Treat them better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Treat us all better.
I'll take the depression that comes with a 9 to 5 or the schizophrenic people or the schizophrenic nature of the service industry right now as a 32-year-old. Like all day, I'll just take the depression. I'll take the mildly like weird, monotonous nature of a 9 to 5 at this point.
I know I'm 35, I'm 36 in a few months, but I've gotten to a point where, like, being past my mid 30s, I feel like I've gone too far to just get out of this.
You're done,
and I think I'm going to die a bartender unless this picks up somehow. Fucking help me out, guys. Like, seriously.
Is it like Pirates of the Caribbean?
Just need a little bit to get through the day.
Yeah, you're just Pirates of the Caribbean. You just kind of like you just become part of the ship. You just sail off into Hades, like in the underworld.
Dude, Pirates of the Caribbean, POC. Dude, that shit rules. I just recently rewatched all those with my kid, and can we just say that those are fun movies, man? Like,
dude, yeah. If you deny Pirates of the Caribbean the fact that it's literally made just to be fun, it's literally just popcorn eating.
That's all it is.
And yeah, it is what it is, and you have to accept it that way.
Speaking of like movies that were just made to be fun, every movie made in the 90s. There was nothing really like. There's a couple where it was just like Philadelphia and maybe Forrest Gump, and I guess Tom Hanks having AIDS and being a retard. Like those were made for like serious points, right? But like for the most part, the late 80s and 90s were just like, these are fun fucking movies. What I've been doing recently, when I go to bed at night and like Natalie falls asleep, and then I just have full control of the TV without having to worry about what somebody else wants to do, is I've been finding a movie from the 90s that I somehow breezed over and never watched, and watching it. Yeah. And so I started that last week with Lionheart, the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. Have you ever seen it?
No, that is one that I breezed over too.
Okay. Watch it. It's on Amazon Prime, and so Jean-Claude Van Damme has a very specific formula.
Okay.
It's 99% of the time a brother that gets hurt or is dying.
Yeah.
And then he has to fight to save them, save the family, do whatever. But like, it's always in the very beginning, it's kickboxer, blood sport, Lionheart. It's a brother. Now, one thing that I noticed right when this movie started was in the credits, it says written like story by Jean-Claude Van Damme. So he wrote this one. Now, it shows so hard because like the very first scene that you see Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's like he's a legionnaire, like he's in like a French army, and he's like one of the bitches in the French army. So he's like out he's like out like with a pickaxe breaking rocks. So it's like he's in the middle of the desert of South Africa, and he's shirtless and every ab muscle is like glimmering, and he's just crushing rocks. And then they call him and he's like, I have to go home to protect my family. I don't know what to do. And so they told him he can't leave, and then he busts out of there, and then he becomes a stowaway on a ship where he is now
A pirate?
shoveling coals into a furnace for the ship for the so now he's shirtless shoveling.
The grass is not greener.
So now he's shirtless shoveling, and so now he's like covered in soot, but he's still all glistening from the sweat and everything. Dude, this is the first 20 minutes of the movie. It's just like his brother gets hurt, and then it's just Jean-Claude Van Damme shirtless doing manual labor.
Yeah, it's easier for him to do physical activity than to remember lines.
No, yeah, and also
that's all it is.
Also, he's a body. Like that was his thing. Like it's just like
he was a dime,
dude. The man had such a tight physique. Like and cocaine did a body good. Let me tell you what, because that man was blown out of his mind 24/7.
Yeah,
and there's stories of him like not coming out of his trailer for like 2 days because his nose didn't work anymore. But yeah, so then he gets to America and he has no money, and so he just starts doing street fights for cash. And then he gets enough money to get from New York to LA, and he's like, oh, I'm all good now. I'm going to go see my brother's family. But it's like, her brother's family wants nothing to do with me, but they're about to lose their house. So guess what? Street fights for cash again.
Fuck yeah.
Jump right back into it.
It sounds like the life of Francis Ngannou.
So yeah, dude, it's a street fight for cash movie. It's bum fights. Because technically he's homeless. He doesn't live in America, and the villain, like the arch nemesis of the movie, is a guy named Attila, and he is a very large, light-skinned black guy with like the Wolverine sideburns.
Yeah, dude.
And then he has like a big fro that goes back into a pulled back ponytail, and he wears like a black wife beater and suit slacks.
Okay.
And the first scene that you see him, he gets out of like a private jet just petting a white cat.
This dude sounds like Xerxes from 300 mixed with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
and Dr. Evil. But it's incredible. But last night I actually watched a movie that I was blown away. I'd never seen before. Event Horizon. Have you seen it?
Oh yeah,
bro, that movie's fucking rad.
Yeah,
that movie's so like as far as like the sci-fi horror genre goes, that might be one of the tippity tops.
Yeah, it's overlooked. It's definitely overlooked.
Like, there's some terrifying shit in that movie. Like, there's some terrifying shit in that movie. Like, if you've never seen Event Horizon, please go watch it, because that movie fucking ruled.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. won a Grammy.
People forget quick.
So
forget quickly.
It's funny. I happened to, I wasn't paying attention to the Grammys at all, and I just happened to be, I was watching Degrassi with my wife, as I do. And
quality only.
Dude, that show goes from fucking rape to child abuse to, I mean, for a Canadian show about children.
It's the Canadian Kids.
You get to see, they show a kid's boner in that show. It's wild. He's like 13 and just fully erect.
Sounds like Kevin Spacey's whole parties.
And Louis Anderson, rest in peace. But yeah, so sorry, I got my mind's all scrambled by kids boners.
Kids boners and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, dude, cocaine and boners. That's the name of the episode, cocaine and boners. Yeah. So Louis C.K. wins a Grammy, and I wasn't paying attention. I just happened to get on Twitter and just see a bunch of angry white women.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of, like, just every time I saw an angry tweet about the Grammys, I just looked at the person and was like, white woman.
Yeah. The fragile spirit of Twitter, dude.
Dude, it breaks so fast. Like, people could think that they're having a good day on Twitter, but that lasts like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's kind of inspiring, right? To see Louis C.K. win a Grammy. Like, if you just say sorry and admit it and then just go away for a while, like, you basically can do anything in the next within 5 years, right? You just say sorry, or you just kind of fade off into nothing. You just go to France for 5 years.
Yeah.
And come back.
You know, I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like over the course of a little over a year of this podcast, I've talked about Louis a few times, but I still stand by the fact that I don't think what he did was that bad.
I mean, yeah, right. Like, I guess the whole thing is that this is the age of consent, and he asked for consent, right?
He did. He said, "Hey, do you?" And you know what? Props to him for being one of the ballsiest people ever. Like,
Yeah.
I would never have the balls to be like, "Hey, do you mind if I just jerk off in front of you? You can be fully clothed and standing up, ready to leave.
Yeah.
But can I just pull out my dick and jerk off in front of you? That's
just watch
weird,
me.
dude.
Yeah, just watch me hunched over, beaten off, dude. Like, that is the most intimate moment other than wiping.
Yeah. Like, that is some vulnerable ass shit. And he's just like, let me just pull out my small ginger cock. Because he doesn't have a big dick. I mean, come on.
I mean,
he's.
what if he wears those baggy pants because he needs the clearance?
Yeah,
right?
because he's just stacked. And in the middle of it, these girls were like, I don't know if I like this. In the middle of it?
Yeah.
And you expect him to stop?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why like one of the bits was like, if you ask, it's okay. Ask if you're sure, and then don't do it. Right? Because like halfway through, dude, like you're watching Louis probably hunched over, his fat stomach kind of like jiggling as he's like really getting after it.
Yeah.
That's not a pretty sight, dude.
Yeah.
It's kind of
because he's not like a defined person. So if you're doing this motion, that means that there's arm jiggling, titty jiggling, and stomach jiggling while
the desperation of it's
while
like
your
Gollum
balls are
with the
doing
ring.
this, and it no matter who you are, that's not something fun to look at.
No.
And these women only said yes because I feel like they thought it was going to further their comedy career, and I have no idea who they are. No one knows their name anymore, so that didn't work.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't you say yes just for the material? If I was a woman comic, like watching some dude just kind of like sadly beat off, wouldn't that be? Wouldn't you use that for material?
I would let Louis beat off in front of me for the material. Hey Louis, what's up, dude?
For his material. But yeah,
like, I'll let you beat off in front of me if you write some jokes for me, Louis.
Oh hell yeah!
That's a good take. It's a fair trade, dude.
Yeah, you just kind of do like the girl pose thing where they put their feet out there, and then he just jerks off on your foot and then writes you 3 jokes, and then you got a Grammy.
Dude, Louis, I was like, I'll give you 5 minutes of my time if you give me 5 minutes on stage. But I saw Louis' newest hour. I watched it after he produced it, but I also saw him do it at the Improv like 6 months ago, and it was fucking fire, dude. Like,
yeah, I just watched it last week. And
the man still got it.
Oh, dude, he's better than he ever was.
He's fucking. I mean, and that's the thing too. It's just like, sure, even after all joking aside of what I just said, if you want to be mad at him, whatever. I can't control that.
Right.
But did you watch the special? Because out of all the ones that were nominated, the only it was the only one that I feel deserved.
Yeah.
Anything like Nate Bargatze is a great comic. I just found his newest special to be like kind of meh. Maybe it was because it was like he shot it during quarantine and he was just dealing with a crowd of people. Like the crowd all had masks on and it was outside, and it just felt like there was no connection to like the jokes or anything, and it was a little weird, and it kind of lost my attention halfway through. And I've seen him live in person, and he crushes. He's a fantastic comic, but dude, Louis' hour special was phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of you need that energy, that big laugh for the energy of the show, and he did his in like a half clamshell with like kind of like socially distanced outside, so like the jokes would land, like I would laugh, but like you couldn't hear anything from the audience. So I think like that kind of exclamation point every time was missed.
That's a big thing. Like people don't understand, like with like comedy specials, like there's two things that can like help that out, like when you're watching it on TV, because you don't have the energy of being in the crowd. So when you're watching on TV, there's two things that could help it out, like make it funnier to you. One is feeling how much people are enjoying it that are there, or two, if you're not watching it alone, like if you have a group and you're watching it, and then you could feed off of that energy too.
Right.
Like it could be even funnier. Like, but sometimes if you're just alone at 2 a.m. putting on a comedy special and you can't hear the crowd laughing,
Right.
and it just feels like there's nervous energy and this, that, and the other,
Yeah.
it just kind of takes away from it.
Like most of Doug Stanhope's.
Dude,
People are like kind of like, ugh, like recoiling because he's happy that kids died.
dude, Doug has a special way about him though, where he can just kind of sit in that.
Oh, he loves it.
And not feel like he'll just take a sip of his drink and light another cigarette. And,
Yeah. Loves the awkward.
beer hall putz or putsch.
Yeah.
That one where he has the whole story about like his mom dying and everything.
That's the one in Oslo, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Those people are fucking strange too, because he'll tell a joke that like Americans laugh at, and then you'll just see a bunch of Norwegians go.
Oh yeah.
It's like how the fuck do you do comedy there if you're just gonna clap?
I've heard a lot about that. Like European crowds do a lot of clapping instead of laughing, and which is strange on its own. Like
That's why there's no one funny over there.
it's true. There is nobody funny in Europe. All right, so I don't even know why I pulled this. This one's just a great headline. A pregnant goat dies after being gang raped by 8 men. Why would they do that to Amy Schumer?
Oh, we're finally back around to the original question or the original topic.
No, I said goat, not cow. Because if it was a pregnant goat being raped, then it would be somebody like Michael Jordan, and how would he get pregnant? It's the movie Junior all over again.
You can't
Back
close
to the
your
90s.
mind. No, you can't close your mind like that. How do we know that Michael Jordan isn't 60 and non-binary now?
Yeah, that's true. Men can get pregnant now. This is the world we're living in.
Babies out of wieners.
But yeah, dude. So yeah, I don't know how this became like. I guess I don't know how it became a news story, but a pregnant goat was raped by 8 men, who are all believed to be drug addicts and alcoholics. I mean,
that could have been around the corner over here on that.
just down here in Skid Row. I mean, I would assume immediately that there was at least alcohol involved if 8 dudes decided together, like, hey, that goat looks pretty fine.
Well, you need it before or after, right? Like, you kind of need to wash that memory, or you need to cleanse the dick. You can't just be walking around with goat on your dick. You know what I mean? Just there's some vodka on there, drink it, fucking forget about it.
Oh, God. Man, so are you staying downtown?
No.
Oh, okay, because you mentioned that you were downtown getting coffee.
Yeah, so
I just thought I just wanted to know if you were dumb enough to stay downtown.
Fuck no. That was, I think, the route that I took to go downtown, because I went to Las Perlas. I think the driver purposely showed me every terrible part of LA that I could possibly go through. I just discovered that in LA, like if you take the wrong route, you could literally just see just poverty, like another level. And this guy just drove right through it.
Dude,
just people collecting like coat hangers for no reason.
abortions. They're
not in Texas yet.
It's like this bum was getting ready to leave for Texas. He's like, I need to bring as many hangers as I possibly can. You never know what's going to come up.
I'm a gynecologist in Texas. Like, why are you questioning this?
I mean, think of that though. Like, I think that if a homeless man made his way out to Texas, what a better way to make a living than just to perform street abortions? Because you're not going to tell people on yourself.
Yeah. You're not getting your equipment from medical, facilities. You're just going to Target and going to the dressing rooms, You
just have a lighter. You're like, I used this one earlier today, but I'm going to sterilize it really quick. You'll be fine.
It's cool. She smoked crack. She didn't do heroin.
Do you want a baby or not? I didn't think so. All right, get your ass in here. Let's do this. All right, you're going to walk funny for a week, but other than that, we're good. Okay, so I also have a story. about a scientist-designed smart toilet that recognizes your butthole and analyzes your poop and pee. Now, there's wars going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's a major homeless problem. But the scientists of the world are onto something even better. Because honestly, I don't really think they need to solve homelessness. They're going to end up killing themselves in the end of it. So why waste money on that when you can come up with a toilet that recognizes your butthole when you sit down?
Yeah, I feel like this is a non-invasive way to treat diabetes or diagnose diabetes. like just measuring the sugar content and the state of your butthole.
Dude, what if you sat down and you took a shit and then this little report prints out of the side of the toilet and it's just like, you have colon cancer, and that's how you find out.
I mean, it could also be really fun to be like, was it WebMD? You know what I mean? Where everything is colon cancer, everything is lung cancer.
Yeah.
Like you're pregnant, but
it's cancer. Yeah. I mean, it's a cancer on your life for the next 18 years. Am I right?
Yeah. I think that's the important part, right? We need to be analyzing our buttholes, right? Like if people are going to be real into butt stuff.
And butt stuff's gotten very popular.
I think butt stuff spurred the fitness movement on Instagram.
Oh,
because if you're eating clean and you're working out, dude, your poops are clean. I don't need to like kind of, I don't need to do as much down there. I don't need to clean up.
So it also, I think butt stuff has also progressed to like all women just basically going to the gym to only work out their asses.
Right. Just to get pounded.
Yeah.
Right. This is the same thing that porn did with HD. You know what I mean? I think it's just sex that moves all of this stuff, right? Like
it really is.
Yeah.
It's kind of a driving force in at least America. But I have a problem. So here's my thing with like, I love the way a very fat ass looks, but I don't have enough dick to get through all that real estate. So it really like it looks nice,
right?
And I love to touch it. I love to put my face between the cheeks and go, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But if they were to like bend over in front of me and be like, put it in, I'd be like,
yeah,
I tried already. And
just fake it, dude. Just
like my dick reached the lips.
Yeah. Just go full Italian.
There's a big bubble force field, like
Star Wars of bubbles.
Like you're Professor X, and you're doing the mind projection thing, and you're creating a barrier right now, dude. 3 days ago, 6 girls walk into my bar, and they all had like BBLs, like they just had that, like they all had them done, and you could tell they went somewhere where they did them for cheap. Because like there was flat spots and then like big concaves and like lumps and
like
shit.
Turkey. They went to Turkey. They went to Istanbul, had a coffee, got a butt lift, and came back.
Dude, it's wild how many like fake asses you see in LA.
Yeah, being in the Midwest, you just see kind of the asses that are kind of like they look like a sock puppet. You know what I mean? Just kind of like just droopy, like eating the leggings kind of thing.
It's it's like the country whole milk diet ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I get it. Like I eat cottage cheese and I drink whole milk.
Right. And then
this is my ass.
Budweiser for dinner.
And but get the Bud Heavies in at night.
The ass of a 27-year-old with 6 kids, like that type of ass. That's pretty common across the Midwest.
And those are a very specific type of tits too.
Big old
big old sloppers. Yeah. Dude, it's just like one quick turn and just
they look like a purse. They're shaped like a purse on the shoulder, that kind of like oval, just kind of like flat and oval.
Yeah, flat and oval.
Yeah.
Do you do butt stuff with your girl?
So I don't have the issue that I can't get to the butt. She's got a full chariot back there that I absolutely adore. In
a wagon.
Just like a station wagon, like those 1980, like, was it a
Vacation?
National Lampoon Vacation wagon? back there, but I will keep that between her and I.
Okay.
I worship
so they
that
do.
ass, though.
They absolutely do, because he just described her ass in detail and said that he doesn't have a problem getting to it, but then refused to answer the question.
Yeah, this is a Joe Biden Joe Biden way of answering
Yeah,
that.
that was a very political response. The only way it made it better if you did like the knuckle point while you're talking.
I only go this far into the butt.
About that deep. Yeah, I've only I've never put my dick in a butt. I've never had the desire to.
It's weird. That's a Gen Z thing, I think. It's like to really focus on getting in someone's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do you think that Gen Z thing of really focusing on getting into somebody's ass has to do with the whole like free sex non-binary thing, where it's just like
right?
just like you could be a dude or a girl, we both have buttholes.
A butt is a butt.
A butt is a butt.
A warm,
And
soft butt.
if you're a female that identifies as a man, well, the man version of you has an asshole too.
Yeah. No one's interested. I mean, this is the new wave, dude. This is what I'm saying. This is what we were talking about earlier. Fitness. You make that butt look good because everyone's fucking that butt now.
Dude.
Everyone's gunning for that butt.
Everyone's gut bunning. Gut bunning? Butt gunning. Gut bunning. Maybe that's the name of the episode.
Gut bunning sounds like a new way to describe pregnancy.
Or it's like a new version of abortion. You just gut bun.
I can't buy it.
Oh, god damn it, dude. I don't know why. Dude, on a day where there's two bald white guys, I shouldn't be saying this much wild shit.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like this is kind of like the Anne Frank's thing, where it's like we should be saying this in an attic somewhere.
if you can't tell, we are podcasting in an attic. No, actually, it would have been perfect before they moved this downstairs. It was upstairs, so it was kind of like that. It was kind of like we were in the attic before, but
kind of whispering into the mic, like,
yeah,
you know, like you can like fist a butt, right?
Dude, fisting a butt sounds wild.
That sounds extreme, dude. That sounds like the same person that like that'll jump off like the Space Needle. It's like the same people. Like I like to live wild.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
it's
just
all
like throw it in there.
It's all glory. Like there's no thought of repercussion.
Pure ego, right?
It's pure ego and glory.
It's like Mark McGwire going for that like 73rd home run is like the same thing, right? Like,
Have you ever played?
You don't really need to do that.
No. And like you're at that point, you're just so jacked up on steroids. You're like, I'm going for as many as possible.
I'm gonna hit this ball 7,000 feet. And it's like, why? Like,
Which, dude, baseball is so fucking boring. Let them do steroids again.
I say you turn it into a little bit of a hockey thing. Like, don't break up the fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, if somebody
gets pegged with a
rushes
97 miles per hour fastball,
they deserve to get a punch in.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, let them rush and let them get a punch in.
Yeah.
Do not bring out refs to break shit up. Let them fight.
Throw the bat.
Throw the fucking bat.
Dude, take one of them cleats off, dude, and just start swiping dudes.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, across the neck with a fucking metal cleat.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
Have you ever licked a butthole?
God damn it.
Oh, I just keep going back to butthole.
Yeah. I mean, this is the little kid boners in the butthole, dude.
Oh, man, little kid. Dude, little kid boners? Is that the name of the episode? That would be so bad.
That is the FBI, dude. Like, that will get the FBI.
Oh, dude, it's just like, the title or the hashtags will be little kid boners and, school shootings and what else can get us flagged right now? Because I'm just gonna
bald white
because
man.
now that we've started, I'm just gonna keep on going.
Just keep hammering that butt.
Welcome to the Nazi party. This is your no.
We are part of the Azov battalion. We're taking a break for right now.
You didn't answer my question. Have you ever licked have you ever licked a butthole? Once or twice? Yeah. Have you I've done it in the past where like I was just drunk and I was just licking everywhere, and got a little butthole, got a little snatch, like whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then there's been one time where I've just said, you know what, hey, I'm going straight for the butthole. I'm gonna see if she likes this. Seemed to be fine. Like I don't see how. Like, of course, I've never had my butthole licked, and I never think anybody should, because you don't want to go back there.
Right.
But I just don't find how that point is pleasurable too much.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I've never done it, so I can't say for sure. But just in my mind, I've never seen like, is there a G spot on the anus?
I thought it was in, right? So like, what's the point
inside,
of looking around?
Yeah,
the
look
rim?
around. Doing the rim job.
Yeah.
If like the spot for the milking is inside.
Yeah, that's butt milk. That's unless you're planning on going in, then why are we getting here, right? Like, that's, if you're not doing butt stuff, then rim jobs seem pointless, right?
Yeah.
Just to lick the ass seems, it seems like going down a cul-de-sac. Like, you're not going to get anywhere else.
You're just gonna have to turn back around and go back to what you were doing. So, what the fuck's the point, anyway?
Right.
Oh man. So we were supposed to have a third person with us today. It was supposed to be a reunion of sorts. We were supposed to have, so the third episode of this show ever had this gentleman and a third by the name of Ash Nalianagan.
Something Armenian.
Yeah, so, Ash something Armenian, and I wish he was part of the genocide.
Ash something hairy.
Ash is too hairy. And this motherfucker, and I've been looking at my phone because I wanted to see if he even messaged me, and he still hasn't. This motherfucker, I tell him about it yesterday, or maybe even the day before. I gave him warning. I was like, hey, Regan and I are meeting up for a podcast. You should join us. And I'm talking all this shit right now because I'm hoping that he'll watch, but he will. He has nothing better to do.
Tag him on the post.
Yeah, he has nothing better to do, so he's gonna watch. And I was like, hey, bro, we're going to meet up at noon, podcast. It'll be fun. Join us if you want. And he goes, yeah, absolutely. I'm there. He's like, I just have to get a shift covered. I hit him up this morning. No reply. So maybe this time the turkey actually did him in.
Meat sweats weren't real.
Yeah.
It's a mirage.
If you don't get this, it's because the last time he was on the show, he told us a story about having Thanksgiving dinner, and after he was finished stuffing his fat fucking face, he thought that he just had the meat sweats and needed to go lay down, and it turns out he was having a massive heart attack. You fat fuck. And I'm saying this, but literally I've never had that issue to where I ate a meal and thought, oh, I ate so much that I just feel sick.
Yeah.
And I'm having a heart attack in real life.
Like, what's the difference between him and Ralphie May? Just death?
Yeah, basically.
Right?
Like death and like 400 more pounds. But like, I mean, I like, what the fuck are you doing with your life, guy? Like, what are you eating if your arteries are that clogged at your weight? Like, Ralphie May lasted like 10 more years than you.
Yeah.
At 400 more pounds than you.
Yeah. This is just somebody that eats Reubens 3 days a week, 3 times a day for 4 days a week,
Yeah, dude. The idea of a salad makes him go
we should do
limp.
a pop-up, just do an ash drink and just pastrami fat wash.
Pastrami fat wash every cocktail.
Yeah.
So fuck you, Ash.
Yeah.
And
Go fuck yourself, dude.
You're a stupid defective brain.
Yeah.
I also will say this on the pod because I've told him this 100 times already. I swear to God, Ash, if I have to see you post on Instagram that fucking picture from your car crash in Hawaii one more goddamn time so people feel sorry for you, I'm never talking to you again. Because it's like every 2 months, there's just a picture of Ash looking sad on the ground in Hawaii with a car that's flipped over. And it's like, you're just reminding people that bad things happen to you? Fucking good for you, dude.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let your near-death experience go, dude.
You have a small child. You probably watch Frozen. Let it go, sir. Let it fucking go, man.
Yeah, he's kind of built like Olaf, too.
Dude, the Armenian Olaf. It's like, hey, buddy.
Just a mustache, Cole mustache.
Oh, just Olaf trying to fucking haggle the price of cigarettes with somebody. Hey, buddy. No, buddy. I said 350. I said 350.
Trying to sell a Honda Civic.
Oh, well. I think we're gonna call it quits right out here. Unless you have anything you want to bring to the table.
I mean, this is kind of last minute. So I'm just I'm happy that I can
Yeah.
see you again. But
It's been fun just bullshitting.
yeah.
Thank you for watching The Worst. If you're, well, I'm not even gonna say that because this episode won't be out before then. But Regan's in San Diego this weekend doing a pop-up. Thank you for watching. Like, rate, review, subscribe, all that shit. Make it so I don't have to be a bartender anymore. That'd be killer. I hate my life.
Sucks. Do you remember sitting on the door of like your first bar and then being like, I'm gonna be a fucking bartender?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I've noticed this over time where like I've watched the naivety and the innocence strip away from a human in the service industry.
Oh yeah.
And I think that might be the most fulfilling thing ever, is just to watch someone's ego just kind of crumble over the course of a year.
Dude, watching people break,
Yeah.
and you get to witness it happen. Dude.
Yeah.
It's like, and it could be like, it honestly could be just one shitty guest or one crazy night or what, but you watch somebody break.
Yeah.
You watch somebody come all the way to the top with it and then just roller coaster right back down. And it is so much fun. This is why we drink and do drugs. Thank you for watching The Worst.
Yeah.
Do all those likes and reviews and subscribes and shit. Bye, everybody.